It's Rita Johnston here, and today is part 3 of 3 on trauma-informed or trauma-smart life coaching and Reiki with the Integrate Network and community. So today I'm going to be talking about self-care during change and transition in life, and also self-care while supporting others through their changes and transitions in life. And it's my goal today to leave you with some things that you can do as far as self-care on both the practitioner side as well as the client side. So if we have not met yet, or you didn't catch the other 2 videos of this 3-part series for Integrate, my name's Rita Johnston. I'm a certified life coach and Reiki practitioner. And I got to tell you, I am really passionate about self-care. I'm really passionate about self-care because I see what a difference even just taking a few minutes out of your day to yourself can really make in someone's life. So I've seen it in myself. I've seen it in my clients. It really helps as far as self-empowerment. And it's also a really great place to start when you are working through some life experiences. It's a great place to start connecting with yourself and allowing yourself time to process your experiences, see how they show up for you emotionally, physically, and in other ways. So I'm a huge advocate for self-care. So today, the 6 areas of self-care that I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to run through them briefly. They include physical self-care, emotional self-care, mental self-care, spiritual self-care, social and practical self-care. So when I say physical self-care is just anything that's related to your body. Do you exercise on a regular basis? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you eating nourishing and healthy foods? How are your muscles feeling? Do you need to stretch? Do you need a massage? Do you need to soak in the tub? So how about your wardrobe? What are some of the things that you're wearing? Do they make you feel confident? Do they make you feel comfortable? So these are the things that I mean when I say physical self-care, anything related to the body. Next, I want to touch on emotional self-care. Emotional self-care is being aware of and nurturing your emotions and your feelings. So how does your schedule look? How does your schedule look? Are you taking on too much work? Are you allowing yourself breaks in between? Are you spending too much time around some negative influences? When was the last time that you did something that you really, truly loved and you were really, truly passionate about? So these are some of the things regarding emotional self-care. Third is mental. So mental self-care is finding something that encourages you intellectually, something that is creative, stimulation. So these activities are quite often some that we associate with children. So it could be something like drawing, writing, designing, dancing. So just really using your imagination and breaking out of the day-to-day mental that we get stuck in sometimes. So are you depriving your inner child from these activities, or are you incorporating some of these mental activities into your self-care routine? And also, mentioning these to any clients that you may be working with so that they have a holistic approach to self-care. So fourth is spiritual. Spiritual self-care is your search and meaning for understanding of life, your search for understanding of yourself and in other relationships. And it's your recognition with something bigger than you and I as humans, something bigger than yourself. So for some people, spirituality and religion are the same thing. They mean the same thing, or they could not. For me, they don't. So when I say spiritual, it's really, what does spiritual mean to you? What is that spiritual connection that you have? So it doesn't necessarily have to do with religion. And it's all about what does it mean to you, and making sure that you're practicing that in your routine self-care. Next is social self-care. Social self-care is your engagement with other people, no matter how introverted you are. And listen, I am like poster child for introvert. We all need that, that social interaction. So it's about finding the right type of and the right amount of social interaction for you. So even if you are an introvert, finding what type of social interaction you like, what types of people you like being around, and really nurturing that social aspect of self-care. And lastly is practical self-care. Practical self-care, I haven't seen this in a lot of other places, but practical self-care is maintenance care that supports your life. It's the finances, it's the housekeeping, it's the health insurance, it's the auto insurance. It's all of these things, the practical things that we need to take care of in life, that we have to take care of in life. These are our responsibilities. And sometimes we don't think of these as self-care until we are in a situation or we're in an experience where we have to now address them under stress. So incorporating practical self-care into your regular self-care routine, your regular self-care ritual, I find really empowering, actually. So those are the 6 areas of self-care. And next I want to jump into some things that we can do from a practitioner or a coach, side of things, as well as some things that we can do from the client aspect, the client coming to see you for services. And I just want to stress, I always feel it's really, really important to meet the client where they are, especially in regards to self-care and especially in supporting others in cultivating and creating self-care. Not everyone knows how to self-care. So many times when we are working with those that have experienced trauma, for example, they may not even know how to, those that have experienced trauma, including myself, getting to the end of the day and realizing that we've been holding our breath all day. So sometimes just breathing can be a form of self-care. Hey, Julie. I love Kate Northrup's Money Love story. It really helped me a lot too, especially in the finance department. Yes, I went through her course. I thought it was excellent as well. I love that you brought that up. Thank you. So sometimes when clients come in, they may not even, again, have been breathing. So meeting the client where they are in regards to self-care, it may be their first time doing it, so walking them through the reconnection process and what that may look like without our own expectations or attachments, of course, attached to what that looks like for the client. So some quick tips that I have to offer my clients, and again, I mentioned this in the other 2 videos, I want to stress it and mention it again, presenting everything as a choice when working with clients. I like to offer these self-care tips as a place to start, but of course, if they decide to take it or leave it, we all have the power of choice. So a tip that I like to share with my clients is minimizing some screen time, especially after receiving Reiki, especially after receiving energy work, and just moving forward in life and making changes can be pretty exhausting. So if we can minimize the screen time, give our brains a chance to take a break from the dings and the notifications and just integrate and incorporate the work that we've just done to move ourselves forward. Also, I like to mention to my clients that they may be overly tired when doing the work. Sometimes when we start to work through some past experiences, some past trauma, and it may not even be that. Sometimes just when we're moving forward, we don't realize the physical tiredness that we can get. We don't realize that the aches and pains come from moving forward. So I like to mention that you may be overly tired as you're moving and shifting and transitioning and changing in your life. Allow yourself the time to rest. Rest is very, very important. Another tip that I like to share is regular unwind time, releasing tension and energy buildup from the day. Again, it could be as simple as taking a few breaths. It could be checking in with your body, where they are and what they need, walking the client through exercises to help them connect and check in with the body. Again, they may not know how to do that. Just that self-awareness of what's showing up in the body and the feelings that come with it. And also not overdoing it, just not trying to push through. I'm not a fan of the push through and get it done. Rest when you need to rest. Listen to your body. Your body will tell you exactly what it needs if you are willing to listen. From the practitioner side, some tips that I would like to leave you with today. Regular self-cleansing practice. Having a regular self-cleansing practice in place, I feel, is really important, especially for those that are serving all day. We're giving ourselves to others. We're holding space. We may be taking on other people's stuff. Meditation, baths, going for a walk in nature, saging, using grounding cords, using movement, using dance, just having that energy flow so that you can release. So having some sort of releasing, cleansing ritual in place, I find really helps maintain self-care from a practitioner standpoint. Doing a mental check-in, thoughts are things, and intentions and thoughts and emotions, they all affect how we show up. So just mentally check in. What headspace are you in? Are you holding on to anything that's not yours? And if so, again, going back to that cleansing practice and releasing anything that you need to release. And then the third and final tip that I want to share with you, if you are a practitioner working with those, helping them incorporate self-care, last tip that I would like to leave you with for your self-care is to have your own team. Have your own team, take care of yourself, exchange services if you can, barter services, reach out to those in the community, because when our cups are full, and I'm sure that you know this, but when our cups are full, it makes it so much easier to pour into others. And I know many, many service providers are more than willing to exchange services if we ask. So that is it. That's all that I have for you today on self-care, those different areas of self-care and the tips that I have for you. So if you have questions or comments pertaining to self-care, pertaining to holding space for others or walking others and supporting others through self-care, and if you're willing, drop your questions or share your comments in the comment section, or you can connect with me directly at ritajohnston.com. So thanks so much again for watching, and enjoy the rest of your evening.